Hey everyone, and welcome to the Checkered Chat. I'm Justin,
I'm Blake.
and as you have noticed, we have two guests on here. Two guests that make up another awesome NASCAR podcast. Turn two. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I
Yes.
am also Blake, and that is my
This isn't going to be
co-host
confusing at
Levi.
all.
Howdy.
Heck yeah. Yeah. So obviously last week we didn't race. Sad face. I didn't know what to do with myself on Sunday.
I really didn't know what to do because the F1 summer break lined up with our off week. IndyCar also happened to be off. Like the only racing that I knew of last weekend was ARCA, but it was Friday night and I was working, so I didn't watch it.
Yeah. No, definitely a very boring weekend when it came to the TV.
Yeah.
Me and my wife are currently rewatching the first three seasons of Ted Lasso, gearing up for the next
one.
which I think came out today, if I'm not mistaken. If you haven't watched that show, please watch it. It is by far probably my favorite show of all time.
Wow. Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
I've always
I
heard
mean,
great things about it.
it is so, and also if it's one of those shows that, like, at first I wasn't like huge into soccer when I first started watching it, and then I was like, I don't know if I'll understand the show, all this stuff, but it's literally like, I honestly think that that's the best way to go into watching that show, is not understanding anything about soccer, because you kind of feel for for Ted in that, because he's not a soccer coach. He's a American football coach.
Yeah.
Comes and coaches a Premier League. But either way, yeah, that's literally what we did all Sunday, and we're almost caught up. And I think the new episodes came out today or something like that. But
Nice.
Fantastic show. But we thought that we would gather up some questions to help our listeners get to know you guys a little bit.
All right.
So, Blake, you want to kick it, or Checkered Chat, Blake, do you want to kick us off with the first question?
All right.
Blake
So when and where was your first race that you attended?
Levi, you can go first.
First NASCAR track I went to when I was a kid was Phoenix, but it wasn't for a NASCAR race. First actual NASCAR race I went to was with Blake and his family when I saw Todd Dillon win in Atlanta and the Truck Series about, what was that, 15 years ago? That was my first experience for a NASCAR race.
Heck yeah.
I pretty much grew up at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, living 30 minutes away, so I don't really truly remember the first one, but my first memory is we were sitting in the old backstretch grandstands when you could go right up to the fence, and my dad took me down there. I was probably 5 or 6, and we stood on the fence, and I remember them coming ripping by, and it's just a memory I'll always remember. I don't even know what year it was. I've sat in the turn 3 stands. I saw the one Win Junior had there. I remember sitting there with my mom. My dad was working in the infield for Coca-Cola at the time, so we've always gone to Atlanta.
Yeah, I remember, like, because I think it was usually, when I was like 8 to whenever they took the like turn 3 and 4 or the turn 3 grandstands out, because it was like no drinking, no smoking, like cheaper tickets, family section. That's where my dad always had us. I kind of miss those grandstands.
Yeah, they were pretty good. And what was kind of crazy about that is I remember for some reason the parking behind turn 3 was like the rowdiest bunch of people ever.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of crazy things as a kid walking through that parking lot.
I lived in, was it Liberty Square, directly across the street from Atlanta Motor Speedway when I was going to Luella. And so every time we would go around the stadium, I would just see, like, what is all that racket right there? I want to be right there. Then they took it away, of course, but I always wanted to go.
Heck yeah. My first race at Atlanta, I always love bringing this one up. It was the 3 wide finish with Suarez, Blaney, and
Wow.
Kyle Busch. Like I said, I grew up watching NASCAR with my dad, and then he kind of fell off watching it. I think it was right after Car of Tomorrow kind of
Okay.
time, I think.
So like late 2000s, early 2010s ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then randomly a friend of my wife's was like, "Hey, do you guys want to go to a NASCAR race?" And we're like, "Sure, why not?" But also, why? And she's like, her boyfriend at the time was wanting to go, and little did I know, Blake was going to be there, and he sat next to me, and we've been
Drinking buddies at
yeah,
the track ever
literally,
since.
yeah, yeah. And that season, we talked so much NASCAR afterwards that we were just like, I think like halfway through the season, we were like, we should just start a podcast,
Yeah.
and then.
Because I think we legitimately spent an hour to 2 hours every week, whether it be like a phone call or a text, like talking about NASCAR, what we thought about the race and news and stuff. And then we just looked at each other and we were like, we already do a podcast. Let's just make one.
Yeah.
That's almost identical of how it started for us. I mean, we pretty much talk every day, and anytime we do talk, it's sports related. That's all.
Yeah,
we
from
talk.
baseball to NASCAR to that niche player that never plays that just got traded for a bag of peanuts and a ham that we were just talking about.
Yeah, in the middle of a game.
Yeah, it's like middle of the game. We're talking about NASCAR. He'll rag on me, I'll rag on him, and then it's like, well, people in our lives kept saying, "Why don't you just do that? You guys just talk about sports." And then we just did it. I kind of wish we would have started during COVID because that it seemed like it was like the perfect time to start a podcast in a sense.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like once you get in it, it's like we talk on the phone. Why don't we just do this on camera and talk about it? Then you can get other voices in that have differing opinions and questions that are different than yours.
Yeah, definitely. It's been cool. Just bouncing off like just the dumbest ideas that we have. I mean, we did what was we pitched like a NASCAR traders cast or something like that. That was like, I think we did that. It was this year because we were here. Done that.
You did the relegations thing.
Yeah, relegation thing last week.
That sounds like it would be good. The relegation, kind of like soccer. That sounds like it would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was a great idea until Blake brought up like how they would essentially just end up becoming a revolving door of Justin Allgaier and Cody Ware, more than likely. Which honestly, now that I've had a week to think about it, I feel like that.
I don't think Cody Ware would ever make it back.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, but yeah, it's awesome getting to do that, and then also like just how much like the community of like NASCAR content creators are just willing to do whatever. Like, I mean, we've had so many different people on the pod, hanging out in person, anytime we're in Atlanta, and Sloppy Joe, Tyler, Ryan, sometimes Wade if he's there. Yeah, anytime any of those guys, always fun to hang out with them and everything. Because, I mean, bottom line, we're all just people with social media accounts that talk about NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny too because like when I lived in McDonough, like me, Blake, and Levi have hung out in the Kroger parking lot over like I don't even know how many hours, how many days, how many times, and like never really talked about NASCAR that much. Like just kind of hung out. And then we all kind of like I moved and like friend groups did whatever. And then one day, all of a sudden, I get on Instagram and I see Turn 2 Pod, and I'm like,
remember?
I'm like, wow. And then we like started talking again after that, and I was like, that's crazy.
Remember, I was like, yeah, when we first started, y'all were like one of the first few people to like follow us. That was like another podcast, and we were talking about just other people who had followed us. I was like, yeah, and there's these guys like Turn 2 podcast or something. And Blake's like, yeah, I know them. I went to high school with them. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But yeah, no, it's fun. It's been a lot of fun. I guess that kind of answered the last question, which was what made you want to get into podcasting.
Yeah.
So we'll skip over that one. The next one, I think we touched on it a little bit before we started recording. How long have you been a NASCAR fan?
Blake?
Well, I'm about to be 32, so I would say 30 plus years. I mean,
Yeah.
It seems like I was pretty much born into it.
Me, I didn't come from a NASCAR like family that loved NASCAR, so I think my mom just probably threw it on the TV just to keep me occupied. And so ever since I saw the Rainbow Warrior, I was like, oh, I'm a NASCAR fan ever since.
Yeah. You want to hit him with the next one?
Yeah. So this one, this is one of my favorite questions that we typically ask people.
It's
just
kind of a two
because-
for.
Yeah. Well, I'll just make it two at this point, honestly.
Yeah,
But
might as well.
I love to hear everybody else's opinions on this. But what would be your Mount Rushmore of drivers, like all time?
Oh man.
Levi, you got this one. This is your go-to topic.
Well, good thing I didn't say top 5 because you still don't agree with me with number 5. Now, I've been seeing this circling for a while now with the top 4, and you have to abide by championships and whatnot, but this is my top 5.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to put Jeff Gordon. I have to.
I agree.
Agreed.
Prime Jeff Gordon. You can't tell me another driver that better than prime Jeff Gordon. What was it 54 wins in 5 years? No one's ever going to do that. Not even Richard Petty with the big blocks in his 50s and 60s. But Jeff Gordon, Darrell Waltrip, Dale Sr., and Kyle Busch.
Okay, you've talked about this number 5 spot, and you've got me curious. What?
Yeah.
So in my other 5, he claims that Kyle Busch is better than Darrell Waltrip, and I say no, he's not, because I'm strictly talking the cup level. If we're talking about the entirety of like the top 3 stock series, then yes, but cup level, Darrell Waltrip is better than Kyle Busch. And then I can
Okay.
make an argument for Cale Yarborough or Parsons being ahead of Kyle Busch, so that's just my argument.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I see. I get what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, I'll go in no particular order. Hey, it's hard to do it. Richard Petty is not in my top 4. Sorry.
Thank God.
Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Senior, and I'm not going to put Kyle Busch. I'm going to put Tony Stewart.
Okay.
I feel like that
That's-
man. He was
yeah.
a wheel man.
Yeah. All those, like, he'd kind of be hanging around the first half of the year, but the summer started, he got hot, and then the chase started, and he really
Yep.
turned it on and came from so deep in the chase that nobody thought he could win the championship and do it, or at least come close.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was he was my favorite driver when I was really young. And I wasn't old enough to like the reason he was my favorite is because how good of a driver he was or his off track like antics and his personality and everything. It was literally because he drove the Home Depot car and it was bright orange. And so he ended up always kind of being one of my favorites. Junior was my favorite for most of my childhood, but Tony was always like 1B.
I agree. I was when Jimmy Johnson really went into that mysterious 5 straight championships. Was a hard Jeff Gordon fan, and to me personally, I feel like I guess stolen one of Junior's championships and Gordon's championships. But so I have like a kind of love-hate relationship with him. Kind of like, do you like Ronaldo? But if you like Ronaldo, you don't like Messi, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
to your point, I mean, for me, Jeff Gordon was always my favorite, but I tend to go towards the personality, not really the sponsor, even though Mark Martin
Yeah.
Viagra, which is, I probably would have been a fan of him now just because of that sponsor.
Yeah.
But, or Extends, if you want to go to that car. But Tony Stewart, Robbie Gordon. Like, you look at Robbie Gordon, he didn't win that many races, but he was like the great value version of Tony Stewart when it comes to
Yeah.
these.
My dad, and this is, I don't think I've ever, I just remembered this, and I don't think I've ever shared it on the podcast, but he was on some like company work trip to North Carolina, and the company he was with like paid for them all to go-kart racing, like at this like nice indoor facility. And they didn't tell him that Robbie Gordon was going to show up and race against them. So my dad got to race indoor go-karts with Robbie Gordon.
I don't think you've ever told me about this.
I'll have to find it and send it to you or bring it next week. But I have like a hero card signed by Robbie Gordon. I think my dad has a picture with them. Like, I mean, it was like 08, 09, so it was like not a great picture on a digital camera. But he afterwards, he could not stop talking about like how funny Robbie Gordon was, and also like how intense he was just racing random people in like rental go-karts.
Blake, with that story and all the things I've told you, I don't think you could have told me who that was, because I would be more intense, because I lived in Raleigh for 4 years, and I tell you, I physically going into the go-kart facility, whether it's in Charlotte or Raleigh, I went 125 times a year just to race people. And Blake, I won't say it. Don't put no cherry on top of it. Who was the driver when he was in the other team, JR Motorsports, that I said I felt I was better than? But you always gave me crap for.
There was like 2 years where you thought you were better than Sam Mayer. I'm like,
I did. I said, give me the same equipment, because I was a Ty Gibbs fan, so I couldn't like Sam Mayer. I called Sam Mayer and Allie Decker the whole time.
My gosh.
Oh, that's good.
So, second half of that question, or the other question that is also to do with the Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore of paint schemes.
Man.
We ask the hard-hitting questions here.
I'll let you take this one away, Blake. I think I know two of yours.
Oh.
Are we talking primary or just that paint scheme?
It literally...
I feel like most of the time when we ask this, it ends up being primaries. I won't set the restriction. Like, if there's a one-off that you remember and you're like, I love this.
Like, for instance, for me in this, I know
where you're going.
The Peter Max Dale Sr. car is on mine. But that's because I love bright colored cars and tie-dye. So... that one's a one-off, but also in there for me would be Rainbow Warrior Jeff Gordon. So,
oh man, you're gonna have to make me think on this one. One of my favorites. It is a one-off. I believe it was a one-off, but it's the Jeff Gordon T-Rex.
Oh yeah, that one.
I got it's right there in the corner. If you don't see it,
I'll tell you something that'll piss you off. I was looking on Mercari one day. And I just searched like Jeff Gordon shirts, something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody had an all over print Jurassic Park ride T-Rex Jeff Gordon shirt, $1,500. I was like, you're fucking kidding me. That's insane.
That's wild.
I guess
I'm pretty sure it's probably still up on Mercari to this day, because there's no way somebody spent that much money. If they did, I have so many questions, but
But yeah, you can add. I'll agree with the Rainbow Warrior, Jeff Gordon. Can't go wrong with Intimidator, black number 3. Hard to beat that one. And then, man,
I'm waiting for this one paint scheme I know you like. What was that? The Skittles red Kyle Busch?
Oh yeah, the Skittles Kyle Busch one. That was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
That
was a good one.
For me, the Ricky Craven 32 Tide car, because I played NASCAR when I was a kid. Just that, like you said, bright colors. That's what caught my attention.
Yeah.
The Reese's Pieces 21 car in the Busch series.
Heck yeah.
Was that NASCAR 06? I just played that. That was a car I went for. The third one, I call it the McDonald's car, but it wasn't. It was when Kurt Busch had that one off in a 51 car where I think they finished like last every single race and the car kept blowing up. They have really good in-car audio from that year. You can imagine Kurt Busch
talking.
The other one, what was that? The Folgers. The Folgers.
Oh, okay.
Just think anything in the 80s. Just the car. I think that's the best car that NASCAR ever had, as far as appearance, sound. Just that's for me.
I
Also,
think that's
one
the
more.
first mention of the Folgers car.
Yeah.
And
Another
that's
one.
a good one.
Since Blake, you can attest to this. I don't think there's a bigger Michael Waltrip fan in the world besides his loved ones. And
Yeah.
Aaron's Dream Machine car, 99.
Oh yeah.
It's right there behind me too.
Yeah, I've been trying to get that off of him for the longest. Like, you don't even like him, like me.
Man. Okay, so this is the last question that we have, and then
this one was kind of also answered off.
it was off, but for the listeners,
Yeah,
we'll bring it
include
on
it.
here, and I guess we can. I mean, everybody knows yours, and I guess everybody kind of knows mine, but we'll say it just to
Yeah.
why not? Okay, current favorite driver.
Go ahead.
SVG for me. I'm patiently waiting for these oval wins to come. I'll take the
They're
not
coming.
far.
I'll take the top fives and the short tracks. I mean, when Iowa comes up, we'll see. I know Bristol, he's not going to do well, and he'll even tell you that.
Yeah.
For me, it's Cody Ware. Nah, I'm just playing.
I was about to
You
say, I
doing
was
it
like,
also
oh
are.
no.
Nah, good old Hurricane. He's won my heart over.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mister.
Yeah.
I'm not a chase sexual.
Yeah. In the least shocking.
Two former Chase Elliott fans. Two former.
Look, I have said this, and at the end of the day, I'm a very loyal fan when it comes to sports. I've been a Falcons fan my entire life. I have not jumped ship. I've been a Hawks fan my entire life, a Braves fan, and I'm a Chase Elliott fan. Now, if I wasn't so diehard, I would have probably already jumped ship and got on with the Hurricane. But I'm riding with Chase. He's been my favorite for like 11 or 12 years now, ever since he broke through at Junior Motorsports in the Napa 9. Yeah, but I mean, Hocevar definitely is like in Chase's dry spell lately where he hasn't been able to finish in the top 20. Hocevar has been my favorite to watch.
Yeah. I started off as, I mean, obviously back when I separate my NASCAR fandom into when I was a little kid and then when I was an adult. So
Can I guess your driver is just by your demeanor?
Okay. Sure.
Because I can tell that Blake is like a Hendrick fan of some sort. And if he wasn't, it'd probably be some obscure driver like a Cindric for some reason. But for you, I don't know why you give off Logano fandom.
Nope. So wrong right there. You're okay. Well, actually, what's funny is you're not too far. So I started off as like a huge Blaney fan.
Okay.
Well, your very initial like start into it was Chase Elliott just because of Hooters merch.
Yeah, it was just because of the Hooters merch. Also, didn't know I was going to get like super deep into it and everything. So,
I've inherited like 90% of the Hooters stuff that he started with.
You have. So, you know, Blaney was a part of that 3-wide finish at Atlanta. Didn't win, but
God, I wish he would have.
I know. But I was super in on Blaney, and then kind of over the past like year and a half or so, I've kind of leaned more towards Hocevar, and I just love a good personality, like, and that's like kind of been the pull with Hocevar, really. So yeah, I'd say it's like pretty neck and neck still with Blaney and Hocevar for me.
And it's funny with me being a Chase Elliott fan, I'm not all in on Hendrick, like at all. Like I recently once Bowman's retirement like was made public, because I was the whole time I'm like, he's retiring after 27. Like all of the stuff he was saying, all the releases, I was like, he's done. Depending on who they put in the 48 car will depend on how much longer I support Hendrick, because Chase and Bowman were the only two still holding on for me. Like Byron's kind of whatever. I like the guy. I do think that he is a little overrated, and I cannot stand Kyle Larson for the life of me.
Why not?
He's
the most talented.
He is, and I will admit that. But I think what it ends up being for me, I was talking to somebody at work about it, and I think I finally like kind of fleshed out why I don't like him. And I legitimately think because like I kind of liked him in his 42 days, but then when he came to Hendrick, it was like Chase had just kind of inherited Hendrick as like quote unquote his team. He's coming off the championship. And then here's New Kid on the block that comes in and wins 10 races and pushes Chase to the side. And then the next gen car comes, and year one, Chase looks like he's going to win at Auto Club and gets walled by Larson. And then Larson runs him deep at Watkins Glen. The other time it looked like he had a shot to win. So I feel like ever since that first year, I've just been like, I don't know. Like he had such potential for me to like him, but then he roughed Chase up. And I just kind of feel like he's a prick. Like, I don't know another way to put it. Like, he definitely can back up majority of the time, like how he kind of like the cockiness and everything he carries himself with, which I don't have a problem with. It kind of rubs me the wrong way when he's in a 40 race winless streak.
For
I
me,
was gonna say, not here lately. He can't back it up.
For me, I saw the 10 wins. One, when Chase Elliott won, to me, he backed into the championship because
100%.
Everyone forgets that it was Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin, and third would be Martin Truex Jr. to win that championship. Then next thing you know, Chase Elliott won the last two races and won the championship. Then in comes Kyle Larson. That's when they had the random metric system where, like, if you finished 13th or better, then you had a lucky boot. Oh, you got the pole. And he won the championship. And then everyone started saying, oh, he's the best driver ever. All the dirt wins. And I started thinking, like, I don't remember them ever talking about other Cup drivers and adding their dirt wins into their overall.
Yeah.
Then it became Kyle Larson versus Kyle Busch, you know, and they tried to, well, Kyle Larson going for the three-peat. Can he do what Kyle Busch did? And then the fact that I like other sports, Kevin Harvick said, Kyle Larson get into Max Verstappen's car and master times in one lap. I was like, so it wasn't him, it was the fandom around. Like they just gave it to him. Like you said, the 42s, he had a growing niche fan group who like, oh, this is a guy who's working hard, getting up there. And then the 5 just inherited everything. And he took it away from Chase Elliott. William Byron is basically Matt Kenseth if he was Hendrick and Young. And Bowman is like,
that's a valid one.
Sam Mayer in a 48 car. He'll get you a couple of wins, but he's like Austin Cindric to Penske. It's like, he's kind of lagging.
Yeah. That's not bad. I will say just for me personally, I do feel like Bowman is a lot more talented than Cindric. I have a lot of Cindric slander on the podcast this year, and don't get me wrong, I like the guy. He has a great personality. We're getting to the point that I don't feel like he deserves to drive for Team Penske anymore. I think he should be in the Wood Brothers car proving himself, but that's a story for another day.
Honestly, Bowman, I've always told Blake, and he can attest to this, if you look at the personalities of Hendrick, I always said that Alex Bowman is the perfect face because the person, he talks. Kyle Larson, I'm racing dirt, I got to leave. Chase Elliott, I just washed my truck and I'm excited. My used 2004 Ford. And Byron, Sydney Sweeney, that's all. I mean, what does he do? Oh, he did iRacing, he breathes iRacing, and he likes Sydney Sweeney. That's about it.
So hopefully I'll be able to report back to everybody after Kansas on what Bowman's personality is actually like a little behind the scenes. They sent me the email today of like, here's everything booked. And I was like,
oh, wow.
I was like, this doesn't feel real. I was like, what do you mean? But yeah, Bowman's always had the best personality. And I feel like until lately, he's always kind of been like that low-key fan favorite at Hendrick just because everybody remembers like the Tommy Baldwin racing days and the Starton Park days, like where he was just fighting for his life to get in a car. And then all of a sudden Junior starts having concussions and health concerns. And he's like, hey, Bowman does a lot of sim work here. Like, why don't we try to get him in? He fills in once or twice for Junior, and then Junior's like, that's my replacement. That's who you're putting in the car. And then, it's a great story, and I wish he never would have turned into like the punching bag for Hendrick fans, but that's just how Hendrick fans kind of are.
Yeah. It's almost crazy. Like when we were younger, you're always like you're fascinated with the protagonist, and then when you're older, it's like I actually see what the antagonist was talking about, so I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
Who do y'all think takes over the 48?
I personally, I lean heavy towards Zilich.
I just think the timing is too.
The timing's
perfect.
Yeah.
too perfect, and Hendrick is a team that, when it comes down to it, will just bankroll to get somebody if they want them, and I think they're gonna throw out a number that Trackhouse is not
Yep.
comfortable matching, because like listening to Justin Marks talk like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, where he was like, "Oh, that's 2028. That's so far in the future. We can't think about that. Like, we're worried about now." And I was like, "Cool. So Zilich is already gone."
That's
Yeah.
like talking about the Freddie Freeman situation. Like,
Oh my God.
you should not get. I kept telling Blake, it's his last year. I mean, the team keeps saying like we want him back. He says I want to be back, but we don't see any numbers. And I am to the point it's a 2-horse battle, because next year it's a race and show me. It's between Corey Day, the cheaper option, who
Yeah.
is brought up in Bradford Hendrick, and Connor Zilich. I'd be interested to see. And honorable mention Rajat Karuf, but that may be like 2 years down the road with the
Yeah.
opportunity. But I don't know. I mean, this is one of the worst rookie seasons I've ever seen in my life, bringing up the Zilich.
Oh,
And with
yeah.
the equipment, the new nose, but to me, it's between those two.
I feel like bringing up Raja, I feel like he is going to be like Chase's replacement. That's what I think.
So I've been thinking
Yeah.
about this, and I'll kind of lay out like what goes on in my head when it comes to like Hendrick. I think Zilich takes the 48 because he's proven and he's already in a cup car, so he makes sense to give a upgrade in equipment to. I think that the next two retirees from Hendrick, or the next one is either Chase or Larson.
Yeah.
I think that they're kind of just getting over it. So I think whichever one retires first, Corey Day replaces, because I think that they are developing him, but they don't want to rush him, so they want to give him a few more years, and somebody's going to retire. He'll take that. And then I almost feel like Raja would be the next replacement, just kind of going off the vibes of like, who is sponsored by Hendrick cars?
Yeah.
Who's kind of in that Chevy pipeline that feels like not only they have the talent, but they have some sponsor backing, and they feel like they could live up to drive at Hendrick.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that checks out.
But I do think Byron will be the last one standing of these four.
Yeah.
For sure. I don't see
Yeah.
Chase Elliott or Larson racing until they're 40 plus years old.
No.
Probably,
Not
I give Chase 4 strong more years, not including this. Kyle Larson. I mean, if you look at the whole landscape of sports, it's besides LeBron James and his like superpowers of playing for 25 years, a lot of people just retiring early. They want to either want to do hobbies or do other things. Chase flies planes. Kyle Larson really just wants to race dirt. I mean, you saw Ryan Newman when he had the one-off in a truck race. Do you like this? Nah. The racing I do is actually more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Larson for sure. I think with like being high up in like the high limit sprint cars and everything, and how much he likes to race those, I think he's trying to stick around and get one more championship and leave. And if he doesn't
Yeah.
get that championship in like 4 or 5 years, I think he's just gonna, while he's still got the talent and in his prime, go have a lot of fun running dirt and hang out with his family more. Like that kind of just, he strikes me as that kind of guy, which there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with.
No.
Because I definitely think we've got to the era of NASCAR where once Brad, Joey, and Denny retire, you're not going to see many people race to be 40 or 40 plus anymore.
Look at Carl Edwards. I mean, granted, how he retires, not probably how he wanted to, but he's a guy you can actually go seek out because he retired in his prime.
Yeah.
And he's living his life. He's still young. I mean, the days of like Mark Martin where he's racing till he's like 55 years old, no one wants to do that. Chase, you cannot imagine Chase Elliott racing in his mid-40s.
No.
No.
Not at all. Not at all. Well, I think that wraps up the question section.
Yeah.
Unless you guys got anything else you want to ask us.
This one, what is, including you, Blake, number 2, what is your biggest NASCAR hot take that it'd be hard for people to take you off for that take, no matter how crazy it is.
Are there any that come to your head of stuff that I've said that you're like, what? I'm trying to think.
Nothing.
It can be something you dislike or something that you don't believe should be in there, but just like, this is what I believe, and this is what I'm gonna stand on.
I'm trying to think.
Oh, I mean, like just immediate off the top of my head, Joey Logano has 3 fraudulent championships.
That's a good one.
But
Yeah.
I think that one would be agreed a lot. I'm not a big Jimmy guy, but I will say 7 championships when NASCAR kept changing the car and the format in which you win the championship based off of how dominant he was is one of the reasons why I think that he will always be argued as one of the GOATs.
Oh, I got one. This is kind of a more conspiracy sort of thing, and I think you probably know where I'm going with
I know
this.
exactly where you're going.
Jeff Gordon was the test car for Jimmy Johnson's setups. Yeah. I think that is this where you thought I was going?
Yeah.
Okay.
But to piggyback on that, so Jeff Gordon is a way more talented race car driver than Jimmy Johnson was. Jimmy Johnson just had Chad Knaus. Chad Knaus was more of the reason that 7 championships were won than Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah. Hey man, just back it up a little bit close to the wall real quick. Here, do this real quick. Kind of rub his fender a little bit.
Hey, make sure when you do the burnout that you knock the rear end out.
Yeah.
Make sure you back it in the wall. How many times did he blow a motor doing a burnout?
Every time.
And at the end of the day, I mean, nothing was technically cheating at the time, but as thick as the rule book is now, a lot of that you can thank Chad Knaus for.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably one of the greatest crew chiefs of all time, and definitely the greatest in working in the gray area.
That's why he should be the crew chief for whatever car Jimmy Johnson pilots in a Daytona 500. It would be fitting.
Yeah.
Which Lowe's, yesterday, they tweeted and said, I think they tagged Ally and then talked about Carvana, and they were like, if you need somebody else, for this last ride, hit us up. So I almost, in a way, feel like maybe they'll get Chad to come back and, they'll just have that heartfelt, send-off, because God knows he's going to run, 34th.
Yeah.
He won't finish a race.
I don't
Probably
know.
not.
If they somehow come out with a uncharted mystery Chevy car with Chad Knaus, don't be surprised randomly.
Oh my gosh. I guess a more current day one would be that I kind of think on that after not like a hot take necessarily, but after this season, seeing the way this driver has performed, I think that Daniel Suarez is a championship contender within the next 2 to 3 seasons.
Yeah.
I do feel like that's genuinely hot, but that's not that,
yeah.
It's not crazy to think, because, everybody last year was like, well, this is career suicide. See you later. You're going to Spire, you're leaving Trackhouse. There were even the rumors and everything where people were talking about how Ross Chastain was blaming some of Trackhouse's shortcomings on Suarez, and then lo and behold, he leaves, and him and Hocevar are 2 of the best Chevys week in and week out, and Ross Chastain's in the dog pound in the back, or whatever Zilich called it.
Yeah, the dog pound.
He's back there racing with Ricky Stenhouse and Zilich every week, and they're up there qualifying top 10.
Yeah.
Same amount of wins as HMS this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wild.
Hey, my driver has those wins. So
I was going to say, your driver has those.
For me, I guess, I don't know, it's a hot take, but 2 of them. NASCAR is hot in the Elliott Sadler crash where he climbed out of the car like he worked at 3,000-hour shift at Pocono when the engine flew out.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I do not believe Kyle Busch is a truck GOAT, because I believe he stole, or he took away a championship from Ron Hornaday when they told Kyle, stop. And to me, Ron Hornaday is a 5-time champion instead of a 4-time champ. Someone on here may not agree, the one with the glasses below, but.
Hey, I think it's hard to say that he's not the GOAT in the lower series. Now, I will agree that Hornaday should have 5 because I mean that was the love it or hate it moment where like I think Kyle really divided all of the fans.
Yeah.
Looking back on it now, it's awful, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But like I think so my kind of like roller coaster and like fan arc when it came to Kyle Busch was I never really knew much about him. And then I grew up like y'all did, going to Atlanta Motor Speedway, like living 30 minutes away. And the first Cup race I ever went to was 2008 when Kyle Busch won in that like chrome plated like Snickers car, the first Toyota win. And ever since that day, I couldn't stand him because that was the first race I ever went to, and I wanted Junior to win, and Junior didn't win. And then it was like I would go to so many, Busch races, truck races, O'Reilly races, everything. And it was like, oh, here we go again, Kyle Busch. Oh, I wonder who's going to win. And then like that played into why I didn't end up liking Kevin Harvick and why I didn't like Brad Keselowski for a minute, because it was like every time I go to Atlanta, it's these people winning by 10 seconds. But the older I got, the more I looked back and I was like, okay, that was the emotional, I don't like you because of this. But now that I'm older, like I really respect what you did. Like that was like nobody, who else was doing that? Like Kevin Harvick would legitimately go out there and put 12 seconds on the whole field. Never liked him, never liked watching it, but looking back on it, it was just impressive.
That one onboard video of him, he's lifting at the start finish line going into turn 1. It's insane.
Yeah.
I don't really have a hot take, but it's about this season and just NASCAR in general. They got to chill on the Sunday night races.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my God. As someone who has to get up for work at
Yes.
4:30 in the morning, good Lord. Yeah.
The Atlanta race was brutal. Then Monday morning sucked.
Yeah.
Luckily, I had already taken off Monday.
Yeah.
so
I was off Monday, even though I wasn't at that race. Literally the first race that I've missed since becoming a fan.
and I mean, you missed a Dega race. that
Okay.
I went
At
to.
Atlanta.
Oh, fair.
Yeah.
But he did, I will give him his flowers and his credit where it is due. When we did picks that week, he was like, I'm not going to be there, so I guarantee you Ryan Blaney's going to win.
And what happened? Blaney won.
There you go.
So I guess if I want him to win, I got to not go.
And then I can still always hold over your head
I
that
know.
you were like, I think I'll just wait and go to the fall Talladega. And then I'm like, yeah, Hocevar won, and I was there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I missed the Talladega one. I'm usually at Talladega and I missed it. Half my family was there, and I'm like,
The one Dega race that I've gone to, Cindric won. And Cindric is my wife's favorite driver. I don't know why. He just is. She hates Logano. I started off as a Blaney fan, so she's like, I guess I'll pick the tolerable Penske driver and be a Cindric fan. Literally, like in Atlanta, when we got pit through Big Machine,
Yeah.
I met Cindric and I took a picture with him, and afterwards I looked at him, I go, "You're my wife's favorite driver." And then he laughed and said, "Have a nice day," and just left. And then there was the next race, me and my wife went to a signing with him, and I walked up, I go, "Do you remember a guy coming up to you before qualifying last year here saying that you were his wife's favorite driver?" And he's like, "Do you realize how many guys say that to me?" And I was like, okay, haha, funny. This is my wife. And yeah, so can we get a picture? And he's like, yeah, sure. So, but
I
when
mean, honestly,
Cindric won that Dega race, you would have thought that me and Blake had bet our entire mortgage on him winning this race.
I mean, I will say in retrospect, I don't love the guy, but I do like watching him on super speedways because I feel like he's one of the best super speedway drivers in this next gen car, and it's always super fun, even if like at Dega the racing isn't great. But I also, you brought a 30 rack of Bapple on
Yes,
top
I did.
of the beer
Yeah.
I had, so I was drunk.
Yeah, we were
anybody could have won that. Well, not anybody. Most anybody could have won that race, and you probably would have thought I just bet my whole paycheck on it.
Yeah, like we were very excited about that. But yeah, no, that was a fun race.
So I guess before we move on from questions, I'm curious, are there any drivers currently where you're like, I don't care what this person does, they are like my least favorite. I don't like them. I don't like anything they do. Like, is there
Joey
anybody
Logano.
that's just really
Joey Logano.
well? I mean, that's yeah.
That's why I laughed when you said you're like, let me guess your favorite driver, and you said Logano. I'm like, that was very wrong, but in the same camp, it kind of, you know. But yeah, go ahead, guys.
Blake?
It's a couple. It's one of them is definitely Joey Logano. I can't stand him, and I'm gonna say Denny, but it's also kind of a love-hate with Denny because I do like his personality, but I hate seeing him.
Yeah.
I spent a dominant 16-year run, even when I wasn't watching NASCAR, hatred for Denny Hamlin. And it stemmed from that. I think because he won Pocono twice, I think his rookie year, I just loathe him the most. Second is Sam Mayer. The Pillsbury Doughboy. I'm sorry, when he wrecked Ty Gibbs at Watkins Glen, Ty was like, "Oh, that's your first one? That's nice." I remember when I got my first one, and another driver that Blake will laugh at that I acknowledge that he has that aura about him. It's Corey Hine. It is Corey Hine. I'm not.
Oh, that's a
I
tough
know his
take.
talent. He has generational talent, but do not like Corey Hine. I think he reminds me of myself with his demeanor. And so I guess I don't like myself in a sense, but it's him. And do I have anyone else I do not like? Yeah. I'm going to send an honorary shout out to Brennan Poole. For a certain person that has a YouTube channel that Brennan Poole said that I'm a better driver than SVG is. I was like, okay, I'm out. It's a pure driver.
Wow. I didn't expect that last one.
Yeah. the Sam Mayer, the more that I've listened to you talk and I understand like the Ty Gibbs aspect, because at first I was like, Sam Mayer is so niche to hate, but like that makes sense with the Ty Gibbs stuff. And even like when it comes to O'Reilly's, I usually lean more JRM, but like Sam Mayer in his JRM time was one that I just struggled to get on board with. He's grown on me more now that he's left and he's got like humbled, but the absolute bottom of the barrel cup drivers for me, Denny's grown on me. I still do not like to see him win, but like the separation of like Denny the podcaster and Denny the team owner to Denny the driver has almost got him out of like, actually I think he probably is out of my bottom three.
Yeah.
But like Logano, I will never like. I cannot stand Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs is I hate Ty
I like
Gibbs.
Ty Gibbs.
I think the straw that broke the camel's back when it came to Ty Gibbs was I know Brandon Jones was leaving Joe Gibbs Racing, but like just junking him at Martinsville when he was already locked into the Final Four. Because even strategically, if you wanted to be selfish, get a second teammate to Phoenix with you and have a 2v2 with JRM, not you versus 3 JRM cars.
See, I think it's a tale of two stories because me and Blake and his family, we were butting heads because I don't even count his career in the Cup Series, Noah Gragson, really. But Xfinity, Gragson, you would have thought that was Dale Sr. to Blake. You would have thought that was like he was.
Love Gragson.
That year of Xfinity was incredible.
One of the best ever.
Yeah.
But where it separates, where I think it kind of hurts Ty Gibbs is after he won a championship, how he drove that entire time was when his dad died because it's a totally different driver. If his dad and I would like to see how he would have raced if it would have been similar to Carson Hocevar in the Cup Series after that, because the mindset that he had, why wouldn't he change his driving style if I won a championship like that? The Brandon Jones thing, I get that point, but I'm surprised is that all four of us, and if there's any ghosts on here that no one mentioned Austin Hill.
I was going to add to it. Austin Hill. I forgot him. I could not stand Austin Hill.
Yeah.
And when Blake ran into Austin Hill too.
Oh yeah, we went to the Coke 600 a couple years ago, and we had pit passes for the Saturday race, and there was a porta potty right there behind pit road, and I was like, I'm just gonna go pee real quick, and I go in there and I come out, and he like pretty much trucked me out of the way. I was like, oh man. You trying to get your ass beat right here before the race? Like, and he just kept walking. I'm like, dude, what was that?
Jesus.
Yeah.
And I think one thing I really like, I've grown to like, is for a while going to Atlanta and watching O'Reilly races, a lot of people still cheered for him.
Yeah.
Because he was the Georgia guy. But this last time, he was one of the most booed. And I was like, thank you. Everybody's waking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just, he might be the worst to me. And him getting that 33 car that's like all but signed, sealed, and delivered, just really like, I know it's a very unfortunate situation, but like you had Jesse Love right there. Like, feel how we want about this guy's Cup career, but like throw a dog a bone and give Noah Gragson one final crack at Cup before he goes to JRM. Because I think he's going to replace Allgaier and be your next, like, O'Reilly's for life driver at JRM and just be one of the greats.
Yeah.
Speaking of my other hot take with Carson Hocevar and his fandom, if Noah Gragson, I guess, if he was in the 48 or Spire, I believe his fandom will rival or maybe surpass Noah Gragson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think that's like super crazy, because I kind of like the run that he went on in that 9 car.
Yeah.
Like, you legitimately would have thought that like Dale Earnhardt Jr. just won at Talladega, like Chase Elliott won at Atlanta. Like, I mean, it was like getting out of the car, dude didn't breathe for the last 2 laps, so he pukes his guts out on the front stretch, shotguns a beer, and then like, I mean, what a time.
Yeah. One of my favorite wins is when he won at Dega, when Jeffrey Earnhardt did the one-off in the 3 car with Larry Mack.
Yeah.
That was one of the greatest races I've seen.
I didn't even know. I still keep forgetting Noah won that race, because you would think with Larry McReynolds and that one-off car with Jeffrey Earnhardt that required no cars to help drive for some reason, I never seen someone dominate a plate race like that.
Was like, I think that was the one time I was kind of like, yay, Gragson won, because I really wanted to see the 3 win with Larry Mack, but like, yeah, Gragson was definitely at that time. Like, I thought he was gonna turn out a lot better in Cup. I do feel like he's kind of drawn the short straw when it came to like, he went to Legacy, and then Legacy knew they were going Toyota probably about halfway through the season, and Toyota hates Noah Gragson, so there was no way they were gonna let him in a Toyota car. Bounces to Stuart Haas. Stuart Haas closes their doors, gets the 3rd car, the forgotten child at front row, and here we are.
Yeah.
Like, new team, new crew chief every year, young guy. Like, it just, nothing adds up for any sort of success.
I mean, that Atlanta race, I mean, he was back there with Chad Fincham riding around. I was like, man, they ain't got no speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was bad.
And that Atlanta race, too, like, that was the only time I think I've ever heard William Byron get mad on the radio, and him and, like, Rudy go at it. I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you want to get into some news and stuff and then talk the next race?
Yeah, so for Iowa coming up, Goodyear says this new left side tire that they're planning to debut will promote more tire wear and tire fall off. I think they're just still trying to recreate that fluky Bristol race where the tires, because that was one of the greatest short track next gen races.
Yes.
I think they're trying to find that fine line limit of like tires that just will not last no matter what. And I'm here for it. If it goes right, it could be a really, really interesting race.
Because I have a sour taste in my mouth because for his bachelor party, we went to the Bristol night race the year Kyle Larson mysteriously just basically led every lap, and I feel like it was only 2 pit stops.
Good Lord.
I had this image in my head of what Bristol Night Race was. Everything besides the race was amazing, but the race was like, it's no tire wear. It's like, and I told Blake the other day, that random day Bristol race, why did they go away from that tire setup? Why did they change? Who up in the upper echelon said, no, we're going to change it. We're going to go to something else.
It just doesn't make any sense.
My one and only Bristol experience was the Gen 6 car, and I severely hesitate to go back until short tracks look better because I have such a fond memory of Bristol, and I don't want to go and it be destroyed.
Oh, well, you didn't talk about your other Bristol experience.
Yeah, that was the Braves and the Reds game, the monsoon,
But you went to that?
Yeah. I mean, I will say, amazing event.
Yeah.
I would love to see it be done again, but like, my God, plan it better next time because even like night one, like, yeah, it started raining and there was a delay. They ran out of concessions night one.
What?
Like, my girlfriend, she went to go get a hot dog and they were like, we're out of buns, so it's just the hot dog. I'm like,
Is it on paper towel?
Was it cheaper?
No.
So stupid.
They at least got to give you a voucher for a bun the next race or the next.
Yeah. I mean, he come back and
I'm here for my free buns, please.
At the fall race, and you're like, hey, I have a voucher for a bun. They're like, how did you get this? Oh my gosh. I like to eat my hot dogs 6 months apart.
The fact that you can save a voucher for buns that long period of time, like, wow.
It's only good till the end of the season.
Yeah. A lot of these next ones are going to go around new schedule things and rumored schedule things. So the Clash will officially be back at Daytona next year. So it won't be speed weeks, but we'll get a speed week. I'm very excited I'm very tempted to start looking into like how much will it cost to go down there for a week and do everything. I did like the short tracks and I thought that they weren't executed like all that bad, but we're making changes to the drafting package to try to make everything race like Atlanta when it comes to Talladega and Daytona. So why not give Daytona more track time? I feel like this is finally a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So these are rumors. I haven't seen anything for sure come out about it, but Gateway, Darlington, and Bristol are all expected to be removed from the playoffs next year, with their replacements being Richmond, Watkins Glen, and New Hampshire. The only two that I feel strongly about are I don't want to see Darlington leave the playoffs because I feel like, especially as of late, it's been a very good next-gen race. And then you're putting New Hampshire, one of arguably the worst tracks on the schedule with this current car.
That's Levi's favorite track.
That is basically a wide Martinsville. So I'm not. And every time you go to that track, it's like a driver so imagine like a random Sunday where there's nothing going on. You're feeling bored, and then the most boring drive. It's like a Matt Kenseth race that he wins. Like, I didn't even need to watch this.
Yeah.
No caution flags, no stories, and it's Fox covering it. It's like it's a culmination of everything. I don't want it.
Yeah, it's not bad, but like, because I do still have very strong like memories and nostalgia to like New Hampshire and Gen 6 car tomorrow. Like I loved New Hampshire until we got to the next gen car.
Yeah, that went down.
It's also rumored San Diego will return next year, and then Chicago, as long as NASCAR and the city can agree to terms, will bring the street course back. But they're also not ruling out, even if they do the street course, to run Chicagoland.
I think as long as they run both, I'm fine with it.
I don't want to see the Chicago street course ever come back to any of the 3 series of NASCAR because it is all 90-degree turns and straightaways. Like it ran its course in the 3 years we had it. The only positive to it is if it rains, that's a really interesting like event, but I don't know. Like after seeing San Diego, like them build that street course on the naval base and how technical it was and how good of racing you could have, it then does not entice me at all to go back and watch nothing but like sharp 90-degree left and right hand turns.
Do you mind
Valid.
if I throw in something about that? I've always
Okay.
Blake about this. For me, if it comes back, it should be concurrent with Chicagoland. That way, it's almost like doing a clash and going to the Daytona 500 saves
Yeah.
your mileage. Second,
Yeah.
I don't mind it coming back because it's a good chance my driver SVG probably win the race.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
I'll take that. But second,
Yeah.
I mean, San Diego aside, I've always been a big proponent, especially with the new regime in NASCAR. I feel like someone that loves other motorsports around the world, all NASCAR has to do, you don't have to go away from the grassroots of it, but
Yeah.
take what other series like F1. You can go over there and do a track. It would honestly do better numbers than some F1 tracks over there because they always do comparison like F1 versus a NASCAR race. You can't really do it because the fandom is and the metrics are different. Or the Middle East. Go to the Middle East. They would build a track out of thin air with X amount of money. They would just do it. But honestly, if they said no Chicago street course, we're going to do a street course in Atlanta.
That'd be
Just that title.
Yeah.
How you going to do
See-
the potholes? I would love to see that.
yeah. I was about to say, and like you hit that pothole over there near Grady,
Oh,
getting onto the
God.
highway. You're smoked.
And like, I don't want it to come across that I hate street courses because that's one thing I do think that with this car can be executed well and can like bring new fans in, but it's mainly just the Chicago street course. Like, I wish they would send the Cup cars to run St. Pete with IndyCar and with the trucks. That would be perfect.
Or
Because
even
it's already. Oh yeah.
just like I like the technicality, like left turn. I mean, just
We need to go back to Road America. I love Road America.
Road
Road
America-
America was very good.
Yeah.
Road Atlanta. If you, I mean, it's so many other Portland.
Yeah.
Take Portland over Chicago street course as far as technicality. It's so many
100%.
things you can do. And another thing, Joe Logano and Kevin Harvick or the metrics say that people love the night Sunday races more. No, we don't, because
Saturday night races.
Yeah.
when does everyone go to the club? Do they go to the club or the bars on Sunday night or Saturday night? There you go. How about a night road course race? Watkins Glen with like
That'd be sick.
That would be pretty cool.
We're creative with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could
Me-
get on board with that.
Or
Yeah.
they announce Talladega night race.
They're not going to do that.
Selfishly, I don't want them to ever think about putting lights at Talladega because it has to finish in the daytime, and that is perfect amount of time for the race to finish and me to get home and get in
Yep.
bed at a decent time.
Yeah.
That's true. No, I mean, just picture NASCAR racing like in Vegas under all the neon and everything.
yeah,
That would be sick.
yeah.
And that could be where the championship is next year.
And like, I think too, with the whole like the F1 track thing, like we've already seen with COTA that we can go run on a purpose-built F1 like road course. No, it's not going to be as technical and pretty. Like we're gonna definitely break some F1 track limits, but we'll put on a show. And and especially once they shortened it, I feel like it got better.
Mhm.
But like how this car races on road courses, I just wish they would still honor like, hey, you finished in this spot, here's your stage points, but no stage caution, because to me the most intriguing part when you watch IndyCar, when you watch F1 on road courses is who's going to undercut, who's going to overcut, like how is this tire going to wear, like who can manage tires the best. Which I know Levi would like because SVG can manage tires with the best of them.
Well, they did
Yeah.
that a couple of years ago where they didn't throw the caution
Yeah.
for the stages, and then why go away from it?
Yeah, I mean, you can get creative for like some tracks, like to me, road courses and super speedways, do away with the, do the stages, but don't
Yeah.
all back together. I know we all want to
Yeah.
come back together, mile and a half, like or Michigan when Denny Hamlin mysteriously is pulled away each lap and won by like 11 seconds. And it's like he had a new car out there.
Yeah.
Stages for that type of race. Now, short tracks, I mean, you know what? Take away stages for a certain short track, like Bristol, take it away. I mean, I want to see more strategy and put into your F1 point. I mean, I get excited waking up at like 1:13 in the morning waiting for a qualifying. But
Yeah.
NASCAR, I qualifying. I watched the race. It's an array of things we can do to come up. I mean, I know NASCAR came up with O'Donnell came up with the committees to tackle each different sector of NASCAR, which I think is nice, but let's see what comes of that. I mean, it's
Yeah.
we don't have to get rid of the days of old, but you can kind of move along with times and just get
Yeah.
creative.
The last two or the last three surrounding the schedule, Dover, apparently it is rumored they will be getting their points race back. I think everybody realized how dumb it was to put Dover as the all-star race. And then with that, they're just going to cycle North Wilkesboro back to the all-star race. I don't necessarily love that, but as long as North Wilkesboro stays on the schedule, I think that's great racing. And then Trucks and O'Reilly will not return to Rockingham apparently next year because there's like uncertainty around the track because I think it's being sold.
What? All that for nothing.
Yeah. I was hoping we were getting to the point of getting Cup cars back at the Rock.
I would love to see a car on that track.
That's disappointing.
Well, yeah, that was my favorite track to go to on a game.
Yeah.
I love running O'Reilly cars in NASCAR 25 at the Rock.
Yeah, Blake was like, "How are you pulling away?" I was like, "Hey."
What do y'all play on, Xbox or PlayStation?
Xbox.
Okay, I will be getting in touch with you after we're done recording because I've yet to find anybody else that plays it on Xbox. So
they still haven't made it crossplay yet.
No, 26 will be crossplay, but 25 was never made crossplay.
Yeah.
You have to realize 25 they did live up to what they said, and they were like, "Here is the most base level game, and we're going to build on that year after year. We just want a solid base to start with," and I think they did that.
Yeah,
They did.
I'm excited for 26.
Is a co-op season. If Minecraft can have a baseball season, I don't know why NASCAR don't have a co-op season.
That would be awesome.
That would be, honestly.
Yeah. Like
I
if
feel
you could
like
get like the four of us to do like a co-op season, still have the AI out there, but then like that would be amazing.
Because once 26 comes out, I'll probably get a wheel eventually.
Yeah.
Because I'm a PC guy, unfortunately.
You do give off PC energy.
Look, I don't know shit about it. My wife's brother built my whole PC setup, and all I know is that I'm gonna need to get something new when GTA 6 comes out. That's the only thing I know about it. But no, I used to be a PlayStation guy, but then I got on the whole PC train.
I grew up a PlayStation guy too. I literally only switched because of Forza because I couldn't play it on PlayStation. But as a kid, I disliked everything Xbox.
Yeah. I started Xbox because of Halo, and then and then once I got older and I was like, "Ooh, Forza Horizon's really fun." I was like, "Yeah, I'm just staying Xbox."
Exactly.
Do you play on a wheel for NASCAR? Okay.
Yeah. Do y'all?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Well,
okay.
I used to be the clicker because I was the last one to get the wheel, going into the turns, trying to stay at the white line. I got tired of that.
Yeah.
I played on Blake's wheel before the O'Reilly's race this year, and I was like, afterwards, I'm like, yeah, I might need one of these.
Yeah.
I feel like controller against the wall is like, it's like it's trying to figure that out.
Yeah. 100%.
I definitely I would play online 25 with a controller when I first got it, and I was like, dude, how are these people pulling away from me? How can they run that line in the turn?
Yep.
And then luckily, shout out Lily, she got me a wheel and a Logitech G23, like the wheel and pedal setup for Christmas. Dude, I plugged that in and I was like, all right, we're gonna try this. And I was like, this is how they do it.
Yeah.
And then I started messing with setups and loosening the car up and like stiffness and everything. And then I was like, yeah, I'm addicted. I'm hooked.
Exactly. Especially like if the first race we can do probably be Vegas. I feel like that's the track to test out.
Wow, Vegas.
Vegas and Kansas are two of my favorite on that game.
Vegas and Kansas. And honorable mention for me, Watkins Glen. You know what's crazy? So I played Forza Motorsport and they
Yeah.
brought NASCAR package in, and I feel like that racing it for road course is better than NASCAR 25 road course racing.
100%.
I would tell Blake I'm logging hours on this. I mean the setups, I mean the wheels, I mean different tire sets you can use. I mean
Yeah. Yeah, I got Forza Motorsport like when it was on sale, like way after it came out, just because I was like, oh, I haven't played one of these in a while. I have a wheel now. This would be fun. And one thing I've found to be the most fun and like random thing is to take the NASCARs and go run like Spa and Bahrain and like all the F1 circuits.
yeah, you can definitely tell. Or you know what I want to see? I really want to see NASCAR go down to Australia and New Zealand and run those tracks just for the cinema of it. Just I know Cindric went down there, but I mean I feel like we're taking a lot of shots at Cindric, but I want to see a top driver. Send Denny Hamlin down there. Don't send like, hey, for Team 888, we got Cody Ware going down the test. Okay, man. But I mean, I know Tommy Baldwin would be happy, but come on, man.
Yeah.
All right, last thing on news, Legacy officially like released everybody like celebrity wise that's going to be in their strategic ownership group. Some of like the big names are let's see, Bryce Harper and Chase Utley from baseball. You've got Scott Dixon, Dario Franchitti, and Tony Kanaan from IndyCar, Andy Roddick, tennis player, and then Darius Rucker and Guy Fieri.
You gotta figure out.
Got some heavy hitters.
Yeah.
If again, we don't have Netflix in my house, and this will make sense why I'm saying this. There is a movie on Apple called The Dink that just came out with Jake Johnson in it, and he's like a retired tennis player who goes and plays pickleball. It's like they made a whole movie about it. I don't know how they made an entire movie about this, but Andy Roddick is in it, and it's really funny. So another recommendation on Apple to go watch is The Dink, if you know, it's funny. Anyways, yeah.
My favorite sport out of all sports, surprisingly, is tennis. So seeing Andy Roddick, so I'm actually going to watch that because knowing his personality, just seeing what it's like, because it's not too far off from like a likable version of Joe Logano in a sense. So whatever that looks like, but yeah, I think I'll watch that.
Hold on, let me fact check myself and make sure that I'm thinking of the same guy.
Yeah, when I saw the Legacy post, though, so fun fact, I've already said I'm a Braves fan, but arguably my favorite baseball player is Bryce Harper. So I saw that and I was like, you know what? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, it is Andy Roddick is in that movie. So yeah, definitely go watch it.
That honorable mention for, since you brought up pickleball, Blade, don't laugh. The Pickleball Monster. If you want a nice low budget movie, you can go watch it.
Okay.
That's where the movie was made off. Maybe the budget's like $9 for a movie.
What's the movie that was shot over at the like that housing in Atlanta?
Snow on the Bluff?
Are we talking Snow on the Bluff budget or
worse than
more?
I think if you
Dude,
two
what a
went
throwback.
out, if you two went out on
Snow on the Bluff,
that would be more budget.
Okay. Snow on the Bluff is great.
I don't know what, when you said that, it just reminded me of Leprechaun in the Hood for some reason.
I think there was one time me and you were driving up to Atlanta and you brought up Snow on the Bluff or something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was filmed right over there. I'm like, oh my God, you're right.
It was like filmed right behind Turner Field, basically.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. Does that wrap up news?
Yeah. So going to Iowa, we've had 2 races here in the next gen car. 2024 was won by Ryan Blaney and 2025 was won by William Byron. So not a huge sample size to go off of.
Yeah. But we have O'Reilly's and Cup here this week.
And
so
O'Reilly's, we have a driver who's undefeated in the past 2 years.
Are you going to go? Who is that?
It's
It
your
is
boy.
Levi's favorite O'Reilly
Yeah.
Series driver, Sam Mayer.
You know what's crazy? Every time I think of Iowa, I just think of Justin Allgaier. Like that's his race to win for some
Because
reason.
the corn car.
Yeah, the corn car fits because I'm
Yeah.
from Missouri, so I'm like, but
Well, I'm gonna let you guys go first. We'll start with O'Reilly's. We'll go around and then we'll go Cup. So whoever wants to go first.
Justin Allgaier.
Good pick.
Solid.
I mean, not really too original there.
I'm gonna go a little outside. I'm gonna go Parker Resloff.
Okay.
I like that.
You want me
Man,
to go?
they're
Yeah.
due for
Okay.
a win.
They're definitely due for a win.
I also went with Justin Allgaier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because I try my best to not just every week say Justin Allgaier.
Yeah.
I mean, he's having the season where you would get it right more times than not picking him every week. I'm going to go with Sam Mayer to stay undefeated at Iowa.
Okay.
I don't know. Like, he's showed speed all year, but he hasn't had great luck or great reliability in the car. I just feel like if there's a race that he could have everything come together and like just finish the race and finish strong, Iowa would be a shot for him to get his win this year.
Ross Chastain's in the race as well, so
God.
yeah.
Oh,
That's-
God.
He's in the 9, so he might be up there as well.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oof. That's
I'll stick
true.
with mine.
Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with mine,
Yeah.
but good shout on that one. Okay, Cup.
Blake?
Nah, you can go first. I'll pick off of what you pick.
Dang. Joe Logano. I'm gonna go with him.
God dang. Okay, that's who I was going to say. Wow.
You can go
You know
Josh.
what? No, I'm not going to go Josh Berry. No.
Cody Ware.
I'll go with his teammate Ryan Blaney.
Yeah, that's solid.
I also went with Blaney. I swear we didn't talk beforehand.
Podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah, it was hard for me not to go Blaney or Logano with the style of racing this is going to be, off of Blaney starting to get hot again, and then off of Logano like remembering how to drive a NASCAR at North Wilkesboro.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with the pick that is very, like, on surface level, this is going to be, everybody's going to look at me like I'm dumb, and this is going to be straight out of the outfield. Alex Bowman.
Okay.
He's had a top 10 at both races here. And I kind of just want to see the guy win again. I don't know if this is just me trying to put it out there and speak it into existence, but like, who knows? Maybe an extra week to prepare for something. Hendrick might bring competent race cars again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Do y'all have any? Do you have a dark horse pick for the Cup race?
Dark horse. Let me think on the fly. I'm gonna cheat and look at the entry list just to make sure I'm not gonna like gloss over anybody. You know what? Actually, without opening it, dark horse, I'll throw out Zane Smith.
I'm gonna say Eric Jones.
Wow, that I was thinking Eric Jones the whole time.
He tends to be because we normally just talk like who we think's gonna win, but normally whenever we talk dark horses, which is typically when we do stuff with Zip It Up with Daniel. Eric Jones is a name that gets brought up a lot. So
he like, if he could string together some races and somebody have some bad luck, he's not far away from sneaking into the chase.
Yeah. What about you guys?
Eric Jones wins with a few wins he has. Those random dog days of the summer wins. Like
Yeah.
You turn on TV, Eric Jones, Darlington, since he's a Darlington ringer, apparently.
Yeah.
I want to stray away from Eric Jones. Iowa, Brad K. Just a random win.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Anyone with RFK.
If you look at RFK, they all look like they used to be construction workers. Just the hard put in an hour. Like you see Brad K get out. It can be 10 laps, get out the car, look like he just worked a 10-hour shift with the hair. But they really brought that up from being the juggernaut it was back then to now. I just feel like Busher with no wins being up there, or Priest, anyone RK winning would be okay with me.
Yeah.
So last year, Brad finished 3rd and Priest finished 5th.
I remember this being a good race for RFK. Because where did Busher finish? I want to say he was at least top 15.
22nd.
Never mind. That was wrong.
He was back there with Ty Gibbs and Kyle Busch. I'm trying to think. Bowman was 7th. Logano was 9th. Blaney was 4th. Briscoe was 2nd. I definitely forgot about that.
That was Briscoe was kind of on a heater last season.
Yeah.
So
2024, Brad was top 10. He was 10th. Josh Berry was top 10, 7th. Bowman top 10. He was 8th that year. Logano 6th. Yeah, okay. All right. Solid picks then based off of looking at the last 2 years' top 10s.
heck yeah. Well, anything else you want to bring up for this week?
I think I'm all good. And do you got anything?
Nothing I can think of. You guys got anything?
No, we could add to the news section. I saw they're going to talk about extending practice times, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. What is Iowa the first race that they're extending, or is it? No, it's there's one coming up that they're extending. I can't remember which one it was because they said starting at this race they're extending practice times.
I'm trying to remember.
Was it? Did we go to? Is it New Hampshire? Hold on.
I feel like it was before the playoffs, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it's coming up. It's either this week or next week.
Yeah. What? Okay, I just thought about this. So I know we have some Hurricane Hocevar lovers on here and whatnot. How do we feel about the Heim versus Hocevar rivalry?
They sure do love to talk about a guy that finished 9th.
That was an all timer.
I think this era, I guess we got out of the era where everyone's like, I like to thank Mr. H. I like to thank my sponsor, and that's it, and golly gee. But I think this period, especially a lot of the ARCA guys are coming up in the top ranks now. I like the heated rivalries because then it's like any sport, you can pit each other against other people. Like, I guess my disdain for Corey Haim's personality, feel like he's already up on the stage thing. He's good. Well, honestly, one of those wins was taken out by Austin Hill because I think SVG or Zillis were going to get that win. So to me,
yeah,
he got the win. Congrats. And Tyler Reddick gave him the win. But the rivalries, I've been asking for this rivalry for the longest. What is it? Ross Chastain versus Noah Gragson, Chase Elliott versus Kevin Harvick. I want to see some crazy because honestly, Carson Hocevar, Ty Gibbs, and Corey Haim, those are all 3 different fan groups. All 3 different fan groups, and they're all going to be competing for the championship. But I don't know who's going to have a better career, Corey Haim or Carson Hocevar. And I'm just hope they don't become friends and just battle out 50 years.
I would be willing to bet a large amount of U.S. currency that they never become friends.
Yeah.
No.
They're just opposite.
Yeah. But to I guess to try and answer a little bit of like who would have the better career, I genuinely feel like it kind of depends on how long does 2311 and Toyota have the aero advantage and the overall car advantage, because I touched on it last week on the podcast, and again, I like Heim, not to take anything away from him, but I feel like he's being extra put up on a pedestal by driving the 2311 car. Not saying that the Spire car isn't good, but you look at Chevy historically this year versus Toyota historically this year, like I genuinely don't think that he would have 2 wins, and he might not even have a win if his 15 starts were in a Chevy this year. Or, I mean, his 8 starts this year were in a Chevy, like his 15 overall.
Yeah.
To the point, I think is actually, I told Blake, a driver that I feel it's kind of hard to differentiate, but who is more talented? Brent Cruz, when he comes up, and he's probably going to replace Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the one driver, I know you said Carson Hocevar and Corey Haim, the one that no one is talking about all of a sudden is Ty Gibbs and Corey Heim. The reason that Corey Heim is in a 2311 car is because of Ty Gibbs, because he's not going to Gibbs. I just love that rivalry. And I still want to know why they don't like each other, like behind the scenes for you not to let him in your family's car.
I think he was. I'll say it. I already started. I think he was scared to get outran.
Yeah.
Oh, you think? Oh, you think he's better?
Yeah,
Nah,
110%.
I think Ty Gibbs. Well, I guess we'll be able to see next year. I think Ty Gibbs is more talented, but Corey Heim is more disciplined in his execution of racing.
So I do think that part of why it took Ty as long as it did to win was not being able to string together a complete race, and Heim has showed to be better about that at a younger age. But I also just have a hard time. Like, I know one of those wins, obviously San Diego, was kind of handed to him, especially the way Reddick was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry I roughed you up here. Let me just let off and let you through." But like watching Heim win the Brickyard in the strategic way he did, I just genuinely, and it's not even that I am a Ty Gibbs hater, but I just genuinely think that Heim could run circles around Gibbs, like when it comes to early on in the career. So I'll be interested to see once you get because, and it's not to say anything bad about Ty Gibbs, because there are a lot of drivers it took right around the 100 race mark. Like Hocevar was right there, Elliott was right there, Byron was right there. But like to have two in your first 15, whether one of those was kind of handed to you and the car might be better, like I just feel like that's hard to, at the moment, argue with like if Heim's better than Gibbs or not, at least for me personally.
Yeah, I get an edge to Heim as a discipline, because the one driver that Corey Heim reminds me of his skill set is Joey Logano. Minus the blip that Joey Logano had at Gibbs, but the discipline to, I'm going to do what I need to. Ty Gibbs, I feel like, is pigheaded in a sense, but I think this should work. This happened last year, so it should work. And that Henderson, but this year, he's been a baby Denny Hamlin with his consistency, but I don't know, but I'll hit it on this.
Well, he got called out for being in the grandbaby and missing team meetings.
Well, I mean, he said his name is on the door. But a rivalry I do want to see. I'm sorry, I just want to see it. I want to see a back market rivalry that takes over the news. Like
I just want to see two people running over each other for like 30th for no reason.
Yeah.
Like Noah Gregson and Kevin Madison, Noah Gregson and Connor Zilic. Like, I still don't understand.
You know what I think would be a good one? Would be Ricky Stenhouse and Noah Gregson.
Yeah.
That pulling up on the same farmhouse. Who are you taking in this scruffle?
And
I don't know. I'll probably go Stenhouse.
Are you insane?
I kid you not, to this day,
Ricky would beat the brakes off of him.
No. If it was not for that one security guard that I wish I knew his name, that clip of Chastain and Gragson would have ended a whole lot differently, and they would have been picking Chastain off the ground. Gragson is a beefy boy, and if you go back and watch Xfinity highlights, he put some dudes on the ground after races. Like, who was it at Atlanta where he walked up in the middle of his interview and punched him in the face?
Man, who was that?
Was it Hemrick?
Yeah, I think it was. Yes, it was. Yeah.
Hemrick is in the middle of a TV interview, and Gragson comes up, starts like going at him and just hits him.
I have not seen this.
COVID Darlington, when they all were supposed to get out of the...
Yeah, literally.
I want to see if you remember this, Blake. COVID Darlington Xfinity race, when you remember they're supposed to get out of the cars, put their masks on, go their separate ways, nothing. And then there's this overhead shot where they're like down in the garage, and you can just see Gragson start throwing haymakers.
Yes, I do remember that.
Hold on, I don't have YouTube Premium.
I feel like I need to get
So you've never seen this?
No. They're interviewing Truex, just like, he's like, oh, I don't know what's going on.
I guess while we're on the topic of Gregson, my favorite little confrontation with him was him and Jeb Burton at Texas.
Yeah.
Gregson was down like 7 cylinders, or 1 cylinder. He had 7 and was passing Jeb, and Jeb was so mad, cussing him out on pit road. What did he say? What did he say? He said something. I'm gonna beat the dog piss out of you or something. Jeb Burton did. It was something crazy. And Noah was like, "Buddy, I was on 7 cylinders passing you."
Since you brought
That's
up
like
Burton, I really wish that they can give Jeb Burton a one-off in the Cup race, just like he had Warburton in the booth, just like
Okay.
Bailey did for Chase Elliott.
Okay,
No problem.
hot take. Somebody that I forgot how much I don't really like. Jeb Burton is one of my like. It's something about him. I don't know if it's the like poor pitiful me act and the like I'm a small team grinding it out act, but like something has ran its course with him in the O'Reilly series for me,
Yes.
like severely.
When I went to Talladega, that was when he won a rain insurance race. I chose him to win that race. I was like, yeah, I'm a Jeb Burton. Oh, don't forget about the fight where, who was it? Brad K was just walking. It looks like a WWE promo. Brad K was just walking, literally with his head bouncing up and down. And then Matt Kenseth comes up and misses the punch. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Really fight with
Well,
him. Yeah.
That's one of my rabbit holes I can go down for hours on YouTube is all the old radioactive
Yes.
clips, all
Oh,
the
yeah.
old fights. One last thing, and before we just drag this out way too long, I saw a clip of this the other day, and I want to see what everybody's reaction would be to bringing this back in NASCAR. Do you remember it was Car of Tomorrow era when the drivers at drafting tracks could talk to each
Yep.
other?
yeah, we should definitely bring that back.
100%.
Exactly.
I say screw it, bring it back for every race.
Yeah.
Every race might be a little much. I would be on board with it, but I would pay good money to listen to like Hocevar.
Essentially,
Could you
an
imagine
Xbox
Hocevar?
Live lobby chat. Just
yeah.
Dude, Hocevar would be sitting there like catching up on somebody going, dun,
yeah,
dun. They'd be like, who is that? And Hocevar would be like, me, bitch. I'm
Yeah.
coming. Move out my way.
Literally.
Like,
literally.
Yes, they should.
Oh
bring
my
that
gosh.
Uncensored.
oh,
Uncensored.
100%.
If they say $2.99 on NASCAR, $2.99, I'll pay it.
Yeah.
No, like, I mean, HBO Max having the like in car.
Do they censor any of that?
I've
never-
I've never done it. I've never looked at it, and I have HBO Max.
Yeah, I was
but
about to say, same here.
I don't think they sent. I
Oh,
would
yeah, I
imagine
don't
that's
think they
why it's
do.
on HBO. Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into that for a race.
Yeah.
But I
Well-
appreciate you having us on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was fun.
You guys want to tell everyone where to find y'all and everything and all that good stuff?
Yeah. All social media, Turn 2 podcast or Turn 2. It's just search Turn 2. It'll be there. And
Instagram, TikTok, farmersonly.com.
Oh my gosh. Well, guys, this has been the Checkered Chat. I'm Justin,
I'm Blake.
and
Levi.
and Turn 2 Blake.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go. We had to specify. Once again, thank you to the Turn 2 guys for coming on here this week and making the off week episode a little more interesting than just us two sitting here talking about the next race, and that's it.
Yeah.
But I already said this is the Checker Chat. Anyways, you guys can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, and you cannot forget about it, Audible. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.